students, let's continue with the 11th chapter, that is transport in plants. Dear students, in my previous lecture, I discussed in detail about passive and active transport, and our today's topic is osmosis and imbibition. Now students, what is diffusion? Diffusion is the movement of molecules, be it a solid, liquid or gas, from the region of its high concentration to the region of its low concentration. Now what is osmosis? Osmosis is the diffusion of water molecules from the region of its high concentration to the region of its low concentration. So in our today's lecture, we are going to discuss in detail about the various aspects of osmosis. Now what is imbibition? Imbibition is the adsorption of water molecules over the surface of hydrophilic colloids. Now what are hydrophilic colloids, students? Hydro means water, philic means loving. Naturally, those molecules which are water loving, they will absorb the water over their surface. So this adsorption of water molecules over the surface of hydrophilic colloids, this is known as imbibition. Students, you must have noticed that during rainy seasons, there is jamming of wooden doors. This jamming of wooden doors, that is due to imbibition. So, students, in our today's lecture, we are going to discuss in detail about osmosis and imbibition. So, students, let's start it.
Dear students, before starting the topic osmosis and imbibition in detail, let me discuss with you permeability of membrane, because it is the membrane which is acting as the boundary for the entry and exit of materials. So students, what is meant by permeability? Permeability is the ability of a membrane to permit transport through it. Or permeability refers to the passage of water and solutes through the plasma membrane. Now students, it should be noticed that the passage or movement of dissolved solutes, that is independent to the passage or movement of water molecules, because the movement of water and solutes both proceeds towards their own equilibrium and their movement is controlled by the demand of each individual cell. Now students, the membranes, they are of different types depending upon their permeability. First are impermeable membranes. Students, impermeable membrane का example है secondary cell wall, which is having the deposition of lignin. Why it is impermeable? Because it is not permitting the movement of solute as well as solvent molecules through it. Second है students fully permeable membrane. Fully permeable membrane का example है primary cell wall, which is made up of cellulose, because it is permitting the movement of solute as well as solvent through it. थर्ड है स्टूडेंट सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन. सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन हाफ परमेबल है बिकॉज दे आर परमिटिंग द मूवमेंट ऑफ ओनली वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स बट नॉट द सल्यूट particles. Now students, specially जो biological membranes हैं, for example cell membrane, tonoplast. What is tonoplast? Tonoplast is the membrane of vacuole, and all the membranes surrounding the organelles, they are selectively or differentially permeable. Now what is meant by selectively or differentially permeable? Selectively or differentially permeable means they are semi-permeable. They are permitting the movement of water molecules, but they can also permit the movement of selected solutes through it. So our biological membranes, they are selectively or differentially permeable. Now students, let us start the topic osmosis. Now students, suppose अगर हमने एक बीकर लिया है और उस बीकर में हमने एक सेमी परमेबल मेम्ब्रेन रखी है एंड एट वन साइड ऑफ द बीकर वी हैव टेकन प्योर वाटर और दूसरे साइड पे हमने सोल्यूशन रखा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल शुगर सोल्यूशन रखा है, एंड in between the pure solvent and the solution, we have put a semi-permeable membrane. Now, what will be the direction of movement of water? Whether the water will move from solution to pure state or it will move from pure state to solution. Now students, the movement of water will be from pure state to solution state. Why? Because in pure state, the free energy of water is maximum. But in the solution, the free energy of the water, it gets decreased because of the presence of solute particles. So water की movement होगी from its high free energy to its low free energy. So the water will move from its pure state to the solution state. So this diffusion of water molecules from its pure state to solution state across the semi-permeable membrane, this is known as what? Osmosis. So what is osmosis? Osmosis is the diffusion of water molecules from its pure state to solution state across the semi-permeable membrane. Now students, next, suppose we have taken two solutions, but one is dilute solution and other is concentrated solution, and both these solutions, they are separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Now what will be the direction of movement of water? The direction of movement of water will be from dilute solution to concentrated solution, because in dilute solution the water is having slightly higher free energy as compared to the free energy of water molecules in concentrated solution. So here the water molecules will diffuse from dilute solution to concentrated solution. So osmosis, it can also be defined as the diffusion of water molecules from a dilute solution to the concentrated solution across the semi-permeable membrane. So I think students, the definition of osmosis is clear to you. So osmosis is the diffusion of water molecules from its high free energy to low free energy. That is from the pure state to the solution state across the semi-permeable membrane. Now, what is the difference between osmosis and diffusion? We have done diffusion in my previous lecture and now we are doing osmosis. Now, diffusion is the flow of either solute or solvent molecules in both direction, whereas osmosis, this is the flow of only solvent molecules in only one direction. No membrane is required in case of diffusion, whereas semi-permeable membrane, it is required for the process of osmosis. Diffusion is a fast process. Osmosis, it is a slow process. Diffusion is taking place in liquids as well as in gases, whereas osmosis is taking place only in liquids. In diffusion, the movements, they are over large distances, whereas in osmosis, the movement is over a short distance. So these are the differences between osmosis and diffusion. Now, what is osmotic pressure, students? Now, students, we have done that in case of osmosis, there is movement of water molecules from its pure state to solution state. Water की movement हो रही है pure state से solution state की तरफ. तो naturally जो solution state है, उसमें water column जो है वो raise करेगा. Now ये जो raised water column है, this is developed in which state? In solution state. Now this raised water column, it will exert a pressure over the solution to prevent the entry of more water molecules into it. This pressure is known as osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure develop हुआ है in solution when it is separated from its pure solvent. अगर एक solution खाली पड़ा हुआ है, then it will never have osmotic pressure. It will have osmotic pressure, or a solution will have osmotic pressure only when it is separated from its pure state. So what is osmotic pressure? Osmotic pressure is that which must be exerted upon solution to prevent the flow of solvent into it across a semi-permeable membrane. So जो water column raise हुआ है in the solution state, that is exerting a pressure on the solution to prevent the entry of more water molecules into it, and this pressure is known as what? This pressure is known as osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure, students, that is measured in pascals, and osmotic pressure is a colligative property. Now what is meant by colligative property? Colligative property is that which depends on the number of solute particles, not upon their nature. So osmotic pressure जो है वो solute particles के number के ऊपर depend कर रही है, ना कि उनके nature के ऊपर. For example, student, a molar solution of sucrose, which is a non-electrolyte that is having an osmotic pressure of approximately 22.4 atmospheres at 0 degrees Celsius. Whereas a molar solution of NaCl, which is an electrolyte that is having twice the osmotic pressure. It means NaCl की osmotic pressure की value कितनी हुई students? 44.8 हुई. Now why the value of osmotic pressure of NaCl it is more than that of sucrose? Because NaCl is an electrolyte. NaCl जो है वो split होके सोडियम एंड क्लोराइड आयंस फॉर्म कर रहा है. सो सोल्यूट पार्टिकल्स का नंबर जो है वो डबल हो गया. देयरफॉर ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर की वैल्यू भी क्या हो जाएगी स्टूडेंट्स? डबल हो जाएगी. सो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स की जो है वो डिसोसिएशन हो रही है. इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स डिसोसिएट होके आयंस बना रहे हैं. सो नंबर ऑफ सोल्यूट पार्टिकल्स इट इज इंक्रीज्ड. सो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर की वैल्यू जो है वो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हो जाएगी स्टूडेंट्स? डबल हो जाएगी. सो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर जो है दिस इज इट इज अ colligative property. It is depending on the number of solute particles, not upon their nature. Now what is reverse osmosis? Students, we have done osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure जो है that is developed in the solution. That is developed in the solution when the solution is separated from its pure state by semi-permeable membrane. Now students, if we start applying pressure on solution greater than osmotic pressure, अगर हम solution के ऊपर एक pressure apply करें greater than the osmotic pressure, then what will happen? The water will start moving from the solution to the pure state. So this reverse movement of water, this is known as what? Reverse osmosis or RO. जितने भी purifiers लगे हुए हैं students, they are working on reverse osmosis principle, because यहाँ पे जो contaminated water है उसके ऊपर pressure डाला जाता है. This pressure is greater than the osmotic pressure. So when we are putting a pressure on the solution greater than the osmotic pressure, then what will happen? The water will start moving from the solution to the pure state, and this movement of water, this is known as what? Reverse osmosis, and this is also known by the name hyperfiltration. So reverse osmosis, it is a technique that allows the removal of water molecules from various contaminants through a semi-permeable membrane. Now what is endoosmosis and what is exoosmosis? Now students, cell जो है that is acting as an osmotically active solution. सेल के अंदर हमें पता है वैक्यूल है, वैक्यूल के अंदर स्टूडेंट्स लिक्विड प्रेजेंट है, सेल सैप प्रेजेंट है. सो दिस सेल सैप इट कंटेन्स सल्यूट्स. सो सेल जो है वो एक ओवरऑल ऑस्मोटिकली एक्टिव solution एक्ट करता है. सो व्हेन वाटर इज एंटरिंग इनटू द सेल, this is known as endoosmosis, and when water is leaving the cell, this is known as what? Exoosmosis. So endo means within the cell. When within the cell movement of water is taking movement of water that is occurring, this is known as endoosmosis, and when water is leaving the cell, then this is known as what? Exoosmosis. Now what is turgor pressure and what is wall pressure? Turgor pressure is the pressure exerted by the swollen protoplasm against the cell wall. Now students, if water is entering into the cell by the process of endoosmosis, then what will happen? Protoplasm जो है वो swell up हो जाएगा. It will get swollen, and this swollen protoplasm it will exert a pressure on the cell wall. This pressure is known as what? This pressure is known as Turger pressure. Now I have told you that cell, it is acting as an osmotically active solution. It is having an osmotic pressure. Therefore, water is entering into the cell. Endoosmosis is taking place. When endoosmosis is taking place, the water, it has entered into the cell. The protoplasm, it will get swell up, and this swollen protoplasm, it will exert a pressure on the cell wall. This pressure is known as what? Turger pressure. Now, what is wall pressure? I am talking about plant cell, because the plants, they have cell wall, whereas the cell wall, it is absent in case of animal cells. Now, when the protoplasm, it is exerting a pressure on the cell wall, then the cell wall, it will also exert a pressure on the protoplasm. So the cell wall, being rigid and elastic, it will exert an equal and opposite pressure against the swollen protoplasm, and this is known as what? This is known as wall pressure, or WP. Okay students, this thing is clear. What is Turger pressure and what is wall pressure? Turger pressure is exerted by the protoplasm on the cell wall, whereas wall pressure, it is exerted by the cell wall on the swollen protoplasm. Now, what is importance of osmosis? Absorption of water from the soil by the root hair cells, that is taking place by the process of osmosis. Opening and closing of stomata, that is taking place because of the entry and exit of water molecules, that is by endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Distribution of water from cell to cell, growth of cells, seed germination, cell division, firmness to the cell. So all of these functions, that is performed by the process of osmosis. And osmosis, it is also controlling the rate of transportation of materials. So this was all about the importance of osmosis. Next is students, tonicity. What is tonicity? Tonicity is the ability of a solution to affect fluid volumes and pressure within a cell. And the tonicity, it depends on the concentration of solutes and on the permeability of solutes across the membrane. Now the solutions, they are of different types, और students इन solution की tonicity को, इनके अंदर solutes की concentration को हम compare कर रहे हैं with the cell. Iso means same, tonic means tonicity. एक ऐसा solution जिसकी tonicity same है as that of cell, this is known as isotonic solution. Hypo means low, टोनिक टोनिसिटी, एक ऐसा सोल्यूशन जिसके अंदर सोल्यूट्स की कंसंट्रेशन या टोनिसिटी कम है एज कंपेयर टू दी सेल. और साइटोसोल, दिस इज नोन एज हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन. एंड व्हाट इज हाइपरटोनिक सोल्यूशन? हाइपर मीन्स ज्यादा, हायर. A solution which is having tonicity or concentration of solutes higher than that of cytosol, that is known as what? Hypertonic solution. So clear हो गया. solution तीन types के हैं, isotonic, hypotonic और hypertonic. और इन solutions की tonicity को compare कर रहे हैं with the tonicity of the cytosol or with the tonicity of the cells. Clear students? Now what will happen if we will put the plant or animal cells into these solutions? First, what will happen if we put a animal cell or a plant cell in a isotonic solution? A animal cell, it will remain normal because there is entry of water also and there is exit of water also. Whereas because plant cell जो है that is having an osmotic pressure, ठीक है, and we are placing it into isotonic solutions. So again there will be equal entry of water molecules and exit of water molecules. Now what will happen if we put a एनिमल सेल और अ प्लांट सेल इनटू हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन? एक ऐसा सोल्यूशन जिसकी टोनिसिटी कम है, जिसके अंदर सोल्यूट्स की कंसंट्रेशन कम है एज कंपेयर टू दी सेल. नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन? सेल के अंदर सोल्यूट्स की कंसंट्रेशन ज़्यादा है. सो सेल जो है वो कंसंट्रेटेड सोल्यूशन है, बाहर जो है वो डाइल्यूट सोल्यूशन है, तो नेचुरली एंडोऑस्मोसिस इट विल टेक प्लेस. Now an animal cell, it will burst because it does not have a cell wall, which will exert a pressure on the swollen protoplasm. Protoplasm जो है वो swell up हो जाएगा and the animal cell, it will burst if it is placed in a hypotonic solution. Whereas a plant cell, it will become turgid when it will placed in a hypotonic solution. So students, इस तरीके के questions कई बारी आ जाते हैं. What happens when a plant cell is placed in a hypotonic solution? Or what happens if an animal cell is placed in a hypotonic solution? Next, what happens if a plant cell or an animal cell, it is placed in a hypertonic solution? Now, if it is placed in a hypertonic solution, I am talking about plant cell. If a plant cell is placed in a hypertonic solution, naturally exoosmosis, it will occur. Water will start leaving the cell and the protoplasm, it will get shrinked. In case of animal cells also, the protoplasm, it will get shrinked. And the shrinkage of protoplasm in case of plant cell, this is known as what? This is known as plasmolysis. This is known as plasmolysis. So, what is happening? What is happening if we are placing a plant cell in a hypertonic solution? If we are placing a plant cell into a hypertonic solution, then exoosmosis, it take place. Exoosmosis is occurring and there is shrinkage of protoplasm of the plant cell. This shrinkage of protoplasm of the plant cell, when it is placed in a hypertonic solution, this is known as what? This is known as plasmolysis. Clear, students? So when a cell is placed in hypertonic solution, exoosmosis of cell sap starts, which reduces the tension of cell wall and result in contraction of protoplasm due to continuous loss of water, and this is known as what? This is known as plasmolysis. Student, यहाँ पे stages दिखाई गई हैं plasmolysis की. सबसे पहली स्टेज होती है इंसिपिएंट प्लाज्मोलिसिस. इंसिपिएंट प्लाज्मोलिसिस जो है, इस टाइम सिम्टम्स जो है वो नज़र नहीं आते इन केस ऑफ प्लांट सेल्स, बट देयर इज सेपरेशन ऑफ सेल मेम्ब्रेन फ्रॉम दी सेल वॉल. प्रोटोप्लाज्म जो है या सेल मेम्ब्रेन जो है, इट स्टार्ट सेपरेटिंग फ्रॉम दी सेल वॉल एट द कॉर्नर्स. This is the first stage of plasmolysis in which the symptoms, they are not visible. Next stage होती है students evident plasmolysis. Evident plasmolysis में हम देख रहे हैं कि cell membrane जो है वो completely separate हो गई है from the cell wall, but this is the reversible stage. मतलब अगर हम इस टाइम सेल को दोबारा हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन में रखें, इट विल अगेन बिकम व्हाट? इट विल अगेन बिकम टर्जिड. सो दिस इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेज विच इज नोन एज एविडेंट प्लाज्मोलिसिस. बट अगर फाइनली जो सेल है वो प्लाज्मोलाइज्ड हो गई है, फाइनल प्लाज्मोलिसिस में स्टूडेंट्स क्या हो रहा है? देयर इज कंप्लीट सेपरेशन ऑफ द सेल मेम्ब्रेन फ्रॉम द सेल वॉल, और जो प्रोटोप्लाज्म का वॉल्यूम है वो भी श्रिंक कर हो गया है. देयर इज श्रिंकेज ऑफ द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द प्रोटोप्लाज्म. दिस इज द फाइनल प्लाज्मोलाइज्ड सेल एंड इट इज इरिवर्सिबल स्टेज. अगर हम इस सेल को प्लेस करेंगे इन हाइपोटोनिक सोल्यूशन, इट विल नेवर बिकम turgid. So this is the irreversible stage. So these are the different stages of plasmolysis: incipient plasmolysis, evident plasmolysis, and third one, final plasmolysis. Now what is deplasmolysis? Deplasmolysis means कि अगर completely plasmolized cells को हम immediately hypertonic solution में रखते हैं, then endoosmosis will take place, और प्रोटोप्लाज्म जो है, it will regain its stage, it will regain its shape and volume, and it will again become turgid. This is known as what? This is known as deplasmolysis. Now what are the advantages of plasmolysis? Advantages हैं कि plasmolysis, it confirms the cell semi-permeable nature of the plasma membrane. Next, the phenomenon of plasmolysis, that is used to find out the osmotic pressure of the cell sap. प्लाज्मोलिसिस की हेल्प से हम ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर जो है सेल का वो मेजर कर सकते हैं. प्लाज्मोलिसिस दैट इज यूज्ड इन द सेपरेशन ऑफ फ्लेश फ्रॉम द बोन्स. It is also used to protect, very important, the jam and jellies from the fungal and bacterial infection. Because jam और jellies में high concentration होती है sugar की, which will cause the plasmolysis of the fungal hyphae and bacterial cells. In this way, they will get protected. Next, the rate of entry of water in the cell. It can be measured by the process of plasmolysis. So these are the advantages of plasmolysis. Next student topic है imbibition. Imbibition का मतलब क्या है students? If we put dry seeds into water, what will happen? The dry seeds, they will swell up because they have absorbed water over their surface. And why they have absorbed water over their surface? Because they are water loving in nature, they are hydrophilic. So this process of absorption of water by the hydrophilic colloids, this is known as imbibition. Seed germination के टाइम हम स्टूडेंट्स हम सीड्स को सोक करके रखते हैं इन वाटर, बिकॉज जो सीड कोट है दैट इज वेरी हार्ड. एम्ब्रियो इट कैन नॉट कम आउट थ्रू हार्ड सीड कोट्स, बट व्हेन वी आर पुटिंग दीज सीड्स इनटू वाटर, देन द सीड कोट इट बिकम्स सॉफ्ट. So why the seed coat it has become soft? That is because of the process of imbibition, because it has imbibed water. There is increase in volume of it, and the seed coats, they become soft. Now the embryo, it can easily come out through the soft seed coat. So this process of absorption of water by the hydrophilic colloids, this is known as what? Imbibition. So if a piece of wood it is placed in water, it swells up, it increases in its volume. Now the solid particles which are imbibing water, they are known as what? They are known as imbibent. And the liquid, the water molecules which is imbibed over the solid particles, that is known as imbibate. Now students, during imbibition, the water get tightly absorbed and become immobilized. They lost most of their kinetic energy into heat, and this is known as what? Heat of wetting. Now what is heat of wetting students? जब imbibition हो रहा है तो उस टाइम होता क्या है कि when we put water into hydrophilic colloids, then the water, they lost their kinetic energy. Why they lost their kinetic energy? Because they get attached over the surface of the solute particles, and their kinetic energy, it gets converted into heat energy, and this heat energy is known as what? Heat of wetting. Students, kneading of floor के टाइम हम देखते हैं कि हमारे हाथ जो हैं वो गर्म हो जाते हैं. So this is due to the heat of wetting which is released by the process of imbibition. So imbibition is the adsorption of water by hydrophilic colloids. Examples of plant materials which exhibit imbibition are dry seeds before germination. They are imbibing water. Now different types of organic solutes, they have different imbibing capacities. For example, proteins जो हैं, they have high imbibing capacity as compared to starch and as compared to cellulose. This is the reason that proteinaceous pea seeds, they swell more on imbibition than starchy wheat seeds, because proteins, they are having high imbibing capacity, they are more hydrophilic than cellulose or starch, therefore they swell more because of imbibition. Now what is imbibition pressure? The pressure that an imbibant develops when submerged in water, this is known as imbibition pressure. Students, जब हमने ड्राई सीड्स को बीकर में रखा फिल्ड विद वाटर, तो हम देखते हैं कि जो सीड्स हैं दे स्वेल अप और उनका वॉल्यूम जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है, एंड समटाइम्स दे एक्सर्ट अ प्रेशर दैट इट कैन इवन ब्रेक द ग्लास कंटेनर. सो स्टूडेंट्स, ये जो चीज़ है, दिस प्रेशर विच इज़ डेवलप्ड बाय द एम्बाइबेंट, दिस इज़ नोन एज व्हाट, एम्बाइबिशन प्रेशर. और इस एम्बाइबिशन प्रेशर को पुराने टाइम में रॉक्स को ब्रेक करने के लिए यूज़ किया जाता था. वुडन लॉग्स जो हैं वो फिक्स कर दी जाती थी इन दी क्रैक्स, और फिर पानी डाल दिया जाता था. तो ये जो वुडन लॉग्स थी, ये एम्बाइब करती थी वाटर को. दे इंक्रीज इन देयर वॉल्यूम एंड दे exert a pressure that it was used to break the rocks. Because why the rocks they are breaked, that is due to the imbibition pressure which is developed by the imbibants. सो प्रोसेस ऑफ एम्बाइबिशन एक बहुत अच्छा एक्सपेरिमेंट है स्टूडेंट्स. हम रेजिन्स को लें और रेजिन्स को अगर हम पानी के अंदर रखते हैं, देन वी सी कि जो रेजिन्स हैं दे गेट स्वेल अप. तो ये जो स्वेलिंग हो रही है रेजिन्स की, दैट इज ड्यू टू द प्रोसेस ऑफ एम्बाइबिशन, बिकॉज द रेजिन्स दे आर हैविंग a large number of hydrophilic colloids, and these hydrophilic colloids they are imbibing water, and therefore the raisins they get swell up. So what is the significance of imbibition, students, or what is the importance of imbibition? The first step in the absorption of water by the roots of higher plants. We know कि roots जो हैं they are absorbing water, but पानी की एब्जॉर्प्शन से पहले स्टूडेंट्स पानी की एड्जॉर्प्शन होती है. पहले वाटर जो है वो एड्जॉर्ब होता है ओवर द सरफेस ऑफ द रूट हेयर्स, देन इट गेट एब्जॉर्ब्ड बाय द रूट्स. सो पहला जो स्टेप है इन द एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ वाटर, दैट इज एम्बाइबिशन ऑफ वाटर. Second, students, we all know that imbibition of water, that is very essential for dry seeds before they start germination. So students, this was all about imbibition. Now, very important thing, that during rainy seasons, wooden doors they are difficult to open and close. Because of what? Because of imbibition. Because these wooden doors they are made up of cellulose, and cellulose it is hydrophilic in nature. Therefore, there is increase in the volume of the wooden doors, and therefore it becomes difficult to open or close them. So during rainy seasons there is jamming of wooden doors, and this jamming of wooden doors, that is due to the process of imbibition. So students, this was all about the topic osmosis and imbibition. Thank you to all.